Coach, just start off, what did you think about just your team's defensive effort in this one? How big was that to come out with it?
It was fantastic. We're all super proud of how we responded, taking care of home floor. And our guys collectively, they made winning plays after winning plays. It was a fun game to be a part of.
And, we mentioned it a few times over the past few weeks, but how much was that defensive effort kind of fueled by, B.I. and Zion kind of taking on the challenge the way they did all night?
B.I. and Z, they were great. They, like you said, they took on the challenge. Guarding Kawhi, guarding Paul George, making those guys have to take tough shot after tough shot. We know that they were coming off a back-to-back. But we loved our energy, our effort, our togetherness, and it was great to carve out a win against a really good team.
Yeah, in a relatively low-scoring game, what were you guys able to do to put Zion in position, over and over again to where he was able to get to his spots and get to the basket as much as possible?
We saw something that was working, and we just stayed with it, putting the ball in Z's hands, allowing him to attack, make decisions for his teammates, get to the free throw line, and we just stayed with it. And, great to have him on the floor playing as well as he's playing. And then the guys around him are all, ready to 0.5, shoot the ball, drive it, share the basketball. Really good win for us on our home floor.
Willie, what do you like best about the way the team finished? I think it was 196 score with about 6 minutes to go. What stood out to you over that remaining stretch?
I thought our defensive winning plays, contesting shots, boxing out. We had 3-4 guys diving on the floor for loose balls, going after 50-50 basketballs. Those are winning plays. That was a playoff-like game. You guys could feel it in our building. And that's what's going to take, that type of togetherness, that type of sense of urgency and endurance to do it for 48 minutes.
What do you think of Z's competitive fire? Usually there's other guys pumping out everybody else on a team like Herb and everybody, but it seemed like Z was really the main voice tonight.
Z definitely had a big part in carrying us on both ends of the floor. I thought he was fantastic. And then, like I said before, with his teammates rallying around him, ready to take open shots, drive the basketball, things that we worked on in practice. We were a little stagnant against Cleveland, so it was good to see us respond with the effort and the togetherness, like 0.5 mentality that we had tonight offensively.
Hey, Willie, we keep talking about Herb Jones, but the block he had on the Paul George side, what did you kind of see on there? What did you think about it?
That block was incredible. I didn't even know he could get to it. It looked like he had a wide open three, and Herb comes out of nowhere. But Herb has been one of our most consistent, steady, high character players all season long. He was playing through a little bit of a bump, bruise or something like that, and to have him on our squad is a true blessing. And they just don't make a lot of guys like him. Tough, attention to detail, that he and selfless, goes out every game and plays his heart out. And he's not going to come up here and boast about himself, but he, in our opinion, he's definitely first team all defense.
Your second unit was really good tonight. Z, Trey, Jose, Najee line up with Larry. What do you think about it? What did you kind of see from those guys?
Yeah, they brought it across the board. Everybody that touched the floor off the bench, like you said. I love the fact that Najee kind of was struggling a little bit offensively, got some fouls, and he just stuck with it. And he hit some big shots for us down the stretch. Same with Jose early in the game. He hit some big shots. And then Larry and Trey feeding off Z, feeding off B.I. Collectively as a team, really solid game for us.
Zion's growth has been kind of misconstrued a little bit. Mentally, I think he's getting stronger. It seems like the game is slowing down for him. What do you see from Zion with, say, the last, couple of weeks since the All-Star break? Like, is he getting better, or is the game slowing down for him from your eyes?
I think he's continuing to get better and better as the season progresses. It's actually truly a joy to be around him. He wants to be coached. He wants to be the best that he could possibly be. His teammates, like I said, they're all rallying around him. and he's taking the challenge on both ends of the floor. He's a competitor. He wants to win, and that's what it's about for us. It's coming out every game, competing, and giving ourselves a chance to win games.
About 3 minutes left. You went to that lineup with Z at the point with the 3 wings, and Grant's at the 5. What did you like? What made you kind of decide to go with that group, and what did you like about the way they executed over those final couple of minutes?
To your point, I liked our size out there with Trey, Herb, Larry, and then Z kind of handling the ball, making decisions. Him and BI kind of feeding off each other. You got Trey and Herb space, Larry in the dunker. It's tough offensively. And then on the defensive end, all of those guys can switch screens. And our mentality is when we're small, Larry's still a 5, but we all have to rebound the ball. When we finish possessions, contest shots, we can get out and still play with force. So we like what we saw with that group, the rhythm that they had, and we stuck with it.
I know you're probably similar to Herb in that you don't want to pick yourself up too much. But how much, is that a part of growing as a coach, kind of figuring out maybe unconventional lineups or doing something different in a big moment and just pushing that button and going with it instead of, maybe going to something you're more comfortable with?
For sure. I definitely feel like I'm continuing to learn. I'm learning from our players, learning from our staff, learning from, our management group. We're all working together to try to make this season the best possible season that we can have. And with that, there's sometimes you got to make some uncomfortable decisions. And I believe that that's where the most growth happens, is when you're uncomfortable and you got to do something that's probably against the norm. But, sometimes that's what the moment causes.
Zion, we mentioned his intensity and his growth throughout the season. How important is it for him to go through an atmosphere like this? It kind of was a playoff-like intensity. Like, how much do you feel like that's important going into the postseason?
It's extremely important. It's important for Z. It's important for all of us. These games, high-level, high-intensity games, they prepare you for what's to come, or the games that we want to be involved in. And so you learn from them. You learn what works, what can you execute offensively, what are teams trying to do to us, how to get stops, how to rebound, got to make a free throw. So just the small details, you get these high-level games, and they're fun to be a part of.
And then how important is it to obviously keep the momentum rolling tomorrow against Portland?
It would be extremely important. We want to enjoy this one tonight first, and we'll get back to work tomorrow morning, getting ready for Portland for tomorrow night.
Coach, you were asked a couple of times already about how Zion has played in this game. And of course, he's not yet played in the playoff matchup, but his ability to rise in these occasions and to play at this high level in these playoff-like atmospheres, what are you seeing that really shows him rising to the occasion?
First is him, is who he is. He's a competitor. And anytime he touches the floor, he's going to do everything he can to win. That doesn't always mean we're going to win, but we try to give ourselves an opportunity more times than not. And then we try to make scenarios when we can in practice as competitive as possible. So our guys are getting accustomed to doing it. We're continuing to work at it, and we like what we see, but we know we still got a ways to go. Okay, thank you.
All right, for all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican Postgame Report. Much love to the fan. Appreciate y'all being in this episode of the Pelican Postgame Report. Pels stopped the Clippers 112-104. They improved, man. They improved. They get that 40th win on the season. Pelicans, man, take care of business. They close out the Clippers on the season. 3 games to 1. They win the season series, so it was pretty big by the Pelicans, man, ultimately moving that direction, man. I'm very proud of them, how they played tonight, man. Just stepping up and handling the damn business. Appreciate the fan being in the building, man. Shout out to y'all up in this thing. We're going to recap this sucker. Shout out to the fan. We got Lexxah chiming in. I'm Big Q. Y'all feel free, do me a service and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and by all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. Pelicans, Lex, get the dub tonight, man. They knock off the Clippers, control the season series 3-1. It was a very, very high energy playoff style atmosphere, and the Pelicans excelled, especially Zion Williamson. Several other Pelicans did a wonderful job tonight. Let's get your early impressions.
Good to be up in here. Sorry about last game though. I was not feeling well. But good to be back up in here. Appreciate y'all being in the chat. Like Big Q said, if y'all can hit that like button, that would be great. The energy was definitely there on tonight. It's kind of weird because the energy was high, but it was very slow. Like I felt like, this game was very it was a mental game. Like this game was very calculated in a lot of ways because it was more half court. There wasn't a lot of up and down. There were stretches where it picked up, but this was a very half court game. Like both teams understood the importance of this game. You could clearly just see just the importance of this game. So this game, out of probably like just up to this point, this game like was really like in that playoff type mode. I think for both teams, as far as shooting wise, the game started off slow. I think it, picked up in the second quarter. But I was impressed on just the way the team performed, because a lot of times with this team in the past, when the game slows down, it's like this that's really not our bread and butter. We like to pick up the pace, really get up and down the floor. But this game was really, really slowed down, like really slowed down. Like it was it's kind of boring in a way, but in that regard, but it was just really slow. But yeah, I mean, just the fact that the team was able to respond with the game slowing down, really making the right plays when it counted. That was a big deal. Zion had a heck of a night. Zion was really active defensively. I love the fact that he's really getting after it as far as with blocks. He's getting steals. You know, he's just I feel like he's gone to another level. But one thing that he did that was just on a whole nother level, like it's around that time. I don't know if you all saw this, but Zion dove on the floor. Did you see that, Big Q?
Oh yeah, man, that was a great play. Him
He
diving on the
dove
floor.
on the floor. When he dove on the floor, so did PJ Tucker, and
Right.
it was off of PJ Tucker. I don't know when the last time I saw Zion Williamson diving on the floor. That's a big deal, people. That is a big deal. He dove for that ball, and I was like, wow. Zion is he's on another level. When you're seeing, your stars, diving on the floor and then winning, because he didn't have to. I mean, really it was out, but because he went after and hustled for that ball, because it was going to be off of him, but because he was hustling after it, that made Tucker hustle after it as well, and it ended up being, off of him. That was a thing of beauty right there. The block by Herbert Keyshawn Jones, man. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, that was fantastic, man.
That
Yeah.
was a thing of beauty, man. Hey, I think Herb was inspired by like that block from Zion when he was at Duke on
Yeah.
what's his name? Because man, look, you haven't seen it. And we actually have two guys on the team that have the ability to do that. But Herb, man, I mean, he's just been making a living off of blocking people's threes. I mean, that's unheard of. That's unheard of, especially on the professional level. But he really did his thing. Now I will say this. I'm gonna give props to Willie, because I did notice the adjustments that he made in the second half. I want to
Okay.
see more of it. He did make a major adjustment by putting Zubac. He was putting him in pick and roll actions, where Zion would end up, or he would end up on Zion.
Right.
He was just cooking that man,
Yeah.
cooking him. The hockey assists. I'm loving the hockey assists where Zion has the ball, his gravity. People are just, again, that gravity is carrying, and then just swinging it. 2 passes. That's all it's taken. 2 passes, and it's been successful. But those hockey assists have been very golden for us. But that means the ball was moving and the players were moving. Guys were knocking down shots. BI had some really good plays where he had defensively. He had 13 points, but defensively, I noticed how he was active. He made some really key defensive plays that were really good. This was an impressive win. It was an impressive win. I was glad to just see these guys, get back in the win column, and then, answer and respond to a major game like this, because we all know that the Clippers are in that 4th spot. And so this really closes that gap. If we're tied with the Clippers, guess what? We would be in that 4th spot, and they would, we would be in the 4th spot and they would be in the 5th spot. So this was a key game. And both teams knew it. Both teams knew it. So, yep, right there. 2 games above the Kings right now. So, hey, man, this is really close, but we can't stop here. Can't
Nope.
stop here. Got to keep going.
Right. Yeah, absolutely, man. It was to me, I just thought the game had a great vibe to it. And they had some moments starting the game where, CJ was trying to find his footing. He was taking some shots. I was just like questionable shots to me, but
Pull up threes, man. I wanted to come out there and wring his neck when he did that.
like, dude, what are
Dog,
you doing?
stop trying to play like you got a heat check. You
Right.
you haven't made a
Oh.
shot yet.
Yeah, the man cold as a cucumber. He tried to shoot himself. But ultimately, they were able to. They settled down, started playing some basketball. Man, made some good shots, and then ultimately, they just had a good flow after that. Everything was, the defense was there. It was a little nip and tuck during the way, but man, we had a lot of great production from guys off the bench who came in and made some big shots. Let's jump right into it, Lex. Let's cover some of the individual and team statistics. We're going to start off with the team statistics first, but the Pelicans, man, tonight in the Smoothie King Center was able to get the first win of the 3-game homestand. They're 1-1 currently. Tomorrow they'll play the Portland Trailblazers. We'll get into the preview after this. But the Pelicans 42 out of 87 for 48.3%. The Clippers 10 less attempts. They were 37 of 77 for 48.1%. Pelicans 13 of 35 from downtown for 37.1%. The Clippers 12 of 33 for 36.4. Pelicans went to the foul line 20 times, converted 15 shots, 15 to 20. The Clippers 18 of 19 for almost 95% from the foul line. Pelicans 75 flat. 40 rebound game by the Pelicans tonight. 28 assists by the Pelicans tonight. They had 8 to 6 on the steals. The Clippers controlled the block aspect of it, 8 to 2, but they had single-digit turnovers tonight by the Pelicans, which is a super positive. It was the fast break game, 12 to 12 in this, and the Pelicans dominated the points in the paint situation, 58 to 36 in the game. So Pelicans doing some stuff right there. And of course, the lead was at the biggest lead they had in the game was 11 points against this Clipper club. But very good statistic is the fact that I'm really proud of these single-digit turnovers tonight by the Pelicans. I would have liked them to have some more, kind of up that foul shot. Like they had 5 misses at the line, but that's okay. The hustle was all there. As we jump to the individual statistics, fam, Got to respect how Pelicans handle business tonight, man. Zion Williamson, especially 34 points in 35 minutes of action, 14 of 21 from the field. He was 6 of 10 from the foul line, but 7 rebounds tonight by Zion, 4 assists, 3 steals, and a block, plus 11 for Zion tonight. And nobody was even close to that. 14 from Trigger Trey Murphy off the bench in 32 minutes. He was 5 of 10 from the field. He was 4 of 9 from downtown, finished with 14 points, 6 boards, 4 assists, and a plus 18 for Trigger Trey Murphy. 13 from Ingram in 35 minutes, 7 assists from him. He was 2 of 4 from downtown, 4 of 12 from the field, 11 from CJ McCollum in 30 minutes, 5 of 13. Awful 1 of 7 from downtown. It had 6 rebounds, 4 assists, but CJ had some pretty decent moments in the game where he was playing some defense on Paul George, man. He had one where he challenged without fouling. I really like that move by CJ in there trying to hustle up. 12 from Larry Nance in 28 minutes of action. Larry was 4 of 6 from the field, 4 of 4 from the foul line, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists for Larry, plus 9, excuse me. And then, of course, you got other guys. Herb Jones did what he did. He had 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 7 points, plus 6 in the game with a block in 33 minutes of action, was playing really good defense out there, doing what Herb Jones usually does. And, of course, Najee Marshall off the bench had 8 points in 14 minutes. He was 2 of 5 from downtown, had a couple of rebounds. Jose Alvarado came in the game and hit 3 3-pointers for the Pelicans, 3 of 5 from downtown. He finished with 9 points and a steal from Jose in the plus 5 situation from him. So the Pelicans, man, did what they do. Big V, in 18 minutes, he was 1 of 6 from the field, finished with 4 points and 6 boards, Lex. But at the end of the day, man, the Pelicans got the victory. And Zion Williamson, what a performance by Zion, man. All his points inside, battling down low as usual. And he turned out a mighty performance, 34 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, plus 18. Zion carried the day. He refused to be stopped, diving on the floor, as you mentioned, challenging shots when he did. And like I said, this was a good performance by our Pelicans tonight. And ultimately, we got the 40 wins, fam, tonight. So that was a really proud things. Lex, feel free to kind of chime in on some of this stuff if you like.
Oh, yeah. Again, I mean, just good stuff. And another thing I do want to say is that I really like the fact that Zion took on the assignment to guard Kawhi. That right there is big time.
Yeah.
I love that. You're talking about an MVP, a champion, you know what I'm saying? The best player on their team. I love that. And I'd actually like to see more of that because I really feel like, Zion has, that type of traction to guard help guard the best player along with Herb. You know what I'm saying? Especially when that matchup is there. I really do love that. That he took on that assignment. But yeah, I think the one thing as far as the team statistics that I really like the assists. They were killing. I think they had almost like 30 assists in this game, and that was a huge difference maker in this game. Everybody's involvement, and like you said, winning those 50-50 balls, the points in the paint was really big. The free throws, I feel like, because I think they've been listening to you, Big Q. They've really been improving in that free throw department. But yeah, and then the turnovers weren't a lot of turnovers. There were some things that kind of canceled each other out, but yeah, those assists, they had 10 more assists. They had 10 more assists than the Clippers.
Right.
So that was really nice. And then we also won the rebounding department. So yeah, those are things that just really stuck out.
Yeah, and one of the fantastic plays, and I just put it up on the screen for the family members. They won't talk about the conditioning of Zion Williamson. There's no question what condition is Zion Williamson in. He took the ball right here. This is probably one of the most impressive plays. In 3 seconds, he was able to get from almost the other end of the court to finish at the rim with time
Yeah.
expiring at the end of the quarter. And that was just a fan. He went through their entire team.
Yeah, he did.
And
wa-
finished on time. That was absolutely, and
You
that's
can see the fire and the desire to, and the will. And he's always had that. He's always had that. I mean, if you all remember, from last season against the Suns, you know what I'm saying? Like those games were electric, and
Right.
you're really starting to feel those things. The same exact things with these games. I mean, I love the fact that he's playing right now. He's available right now. And he's playing at around this time, and this is unknown territory for Zion. I mean, it has been for a couple of years now.
Right.
So, I mean, it's nice to see him around this time after All-Star break, that he's really coming alive. And again, that man dove on the ground, y'all.
Right.
That man dove on the ground. I mean, if that doesn't speak volumes to you, I mean, when I saw that, I was like, yeah, let's go, Z. Let's go, Zion. Let's go, man. I mean, that was just beautiful, man. I can't, cannot say it enough. That was really nice to see.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Zion diving on the ground, trying to make something happen. That's why I was like, man, yeah, that was the feel of the game. It's like this was a very playoffs. I mean, this is a great playoff feel as the games continue to shrink and we get closer and closer to the end of the regular season. This is just like we got the Western Conference standings right here, fam, on the screen here. Pelicans get the 40th win of the season. They're now 40-26, currently at the 5th spot, 6 games back of the Thunder, 2 games back of the Clippers. They're 9-6 in division. Home record 19-13, but 21-13 on the road. Winners of 6 of the last 10 games for the Pels as they continue to try to catch everybody in front of them. So, man, the next up is the 19-47 Portland Trailblazers, who are 4-6 in the last 10 games. Lex, this is the next squad we have, and of course, we can't slip on anybody, but we do realize that this is not a very good team. We got their statistics here on screen right now. And basically, you can see that they got a couple of top 10 rankings. So they ranked 28th in the NBA in almost scoring 108 points per contest, but they give up 116 points a game. They're in 29th in field goal percentage. They're 24th in three-pointers made. They're 17th and 9th actually in free throw percentage. They're 26th in rebound, 30th in assists, all this kind of stuff. But a top 6 team in the NBA in terms of stealing the ball from you. So a lot of kind of negative stats there for this team. But still in all, this is a team that we know the Pelicans are supposed to just absolutely stump on. And as we see some of our statistics, Pelicans ranked 13th in the NBA, averaging over 116 points a game, suppressing teams at 111.2. That's top 8th in the NBA. And in terms of the field goal percentage, the Pelicans are top 18, top 5 opposition field goal percentage. Good numbers all the way around. 3-point percentage, top 5. Free throw attempts, top 8. Free throw percentage is 27th, 21st. So we got to kind of work on that. But the rebounds, 7th, all that kind of old stuff. We're number 2 in the NBA, fam, in steals with 8.2 per game. So this is pretty positive as well. 17th in terms of the blocks. So a lot of really great positive statistics when we talk about the Pelicans numbers. But man, tonight, like, this was a solid game. But the question is, would a bottom feeding foe, no disrespect to the Trailblazers, we know the Trailblazers are not a very good team, but they got some people. And listen, Lex, this is tomorrow. They got a couple of people that's going to be day-to-day. I know Anthony Simons, they got him listed as day-to-day. Jeremy Grant is listed as day-to-day. Matisse Thybulle is listed as day-to-day. I know Jabari Walker is listed as out. So Brogdon is out. So they got a lot of people out of the game. So I know Scoot Henderson will be playing in the matchup. So with all that being said, with everything that's being said, what do you think about the matchup against the Portland Trailblazers?
This is win number 41. Okay, this is win
Without a
number 41. They need to take advantage of this. Come out with the right mindset. We're not trying to go backwards. We're trying to go forward. So they need to come out and take care of business. Like, play like and approach this like you're on a mission. Don't let the Clippers be the end of that. You know what I'm saying? We want to keep this thing going. I don't really care about anybody's record. But obviously we know that Portland can't do anything if with this win. They can't do anything at all. So we might as well go out there and take care of business and get this win. Come out with the right mentality, the right energy, and take care of them early. And then not just taking care of them early, keeping the foot on the gas and finishing this game out. Every game matters. That's one thing that Zion said in his presser after the game with Jen Hill. Every game matters. We can't look at any game. Again, regardless of the record, like, okay, we should, just come out and win and stuff. No, we got to come out, play the right way, play to our strengths, get better, building positive habits, and, continue to stack these wins because we're those last 11 games, and that I keep coming back to that. Those last 11 games are going to be crucial, like especially the first 4 of those last 11 games. We're playing the top 4 teams in the East and in the West, basically. So we got to be ready. We got to continue to build those good habits. The energy be right, defensive prowess, really locked in, and take care of business.
Yeah, I would say that too, and I agree, fam. This is even though they're not a very good team, they're still an NBA team, and anything's possible, man. They in some of these games we've seen during the NBA season, teams that are bottom feeder teams beat teams that are actually pretty good. So we can't allow any slippage to happen here. And Portland is definitely a team you look at and say, man, we got to handle business. We got to take care of things and make sure we handle up. So anyway, this is the schedule right here that Lexxah is alluding to. The matchup against Portland, the back-to-back Saturday, 6 p.m. tip-off time, Smoothie King Center. Then the Pelicans have several days before they then hit the road again. They'll go on the road for a 4-game road trip, starting with Brooklyn. A couple days later, it's Orlando. Then it's a back-to-back. After the Orlando matchup, they'll take on Miami. That's a game that a lot of people have penciled in and kind of circle with a red marker.
22nd is very important.
Very important. Then we have that's going to be a really big game there for the Pelicans in terms of, remembering what happened in the last matchup. Then, of course, with the Detroit matchup a couple days later on Sunday after a few days later after the Miami game, they'll travel to Detroit and then come home for that really tough stretch of games that we were talking about that's from Tuesday, March the 26th to, I would say, even April the 13th. And in San Antonio, you can't just, discourage them or throw them out too. They've actually had to play with a degree of competency lately. But that's 6 home games the Pelicans will have from the 26th to the 3rd of April, to the 5th of April. And that's going to be interesting. A lot of tough teams: OKC, Milwaukee, Boston, Phoenix, and a difficult Orlando team in there that we have difficulties with their length. We'll see them this upcoming week and then in that stretch as well. So, but it's going to be interesting, man, and how the Pelicans have been handling it. Lex, to get a really good win to close out the season series, 3-1 over the Clippers, and now welcoming Portland. So let's keep on doing this, and then Brooklyn, Orlando, Miami. So let's keep the good stuff going and see if we can kind of run this thing, man, and put it as high in the air as we possibly can, man. Let's go.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And I do want to point this out: those games against Phoenix, we play Phoenix twice within those last 11 games, and best believe those games are going to be important. Because Phoenix is, right behind us. Actually, I think, they're in that 7th spot. But that's another thing. We got to keep this thing going because the Kings and Suns are like right there. But the Suns are definitely going to try to play their best basketball. Obviously, they're 1-0 against us. We've only played them once, so we played them 2 more times. We definitely can't sleep on those games either, because we never know how teams are gonna move within the standings. So we gotta keep destiny on our side. Capitalize off of if any all these other teams they lose and we capitalize off of it, we all good. You know what I'm saying? But we don't we got to take care of our games, man. We got to take care of our games, make sure we're getting W's and basically give other teams like, hey, ain't nothing happening here. Pelicans, they taking care of games, getting these wins, and we definitely just have to keep that in perspective and keep destiny in our own hands because we don't want to leave it up to other teams. We definitely don't want to do that.
Right. You're absolutely right, Lex. And the thing about it is with the Pelicans, there's plenty of games. There's plenty of time for the Pelicans to kind of get ahead and with some, some fortune against some of these other squads, man. I know the Clippers, like we're saying, they could very well fall. They've been 5-5. We know that Westbrook and Harden wasn't there. So, they are, they were banged up tonight. So, but we can definitely, and I know Nuggets been playing really good basketball over the last 10 games. Thunder been pretty solid. Wolves are 6-4, as you can see over the last 10 games. So there is plenty of room for the Pelicans with, what is it now? I want to say 16 games remain. Is 16, 17 games remain. I'm gonna have to count them down. But yes, there's plenty of games and time for the Pelicans to reach up into the top 3 in the Western Conference. So we just got to take it at one game at a time, man, and just keep handling the business. Like I said, teams like Portland and Brooklyn and teams that's not, record wise, not all that. We have to make sure we stay focused, concentrate on what we need to concentrate, keep down the penalties. Like tonight, we were able to press down and keep our turnovers down to like 9 turnovers tonight. We were 15 or 20 from the foul line. If we can kind of work on that, Zion got to the line, kind of get some more shots there. Zion, do his best to kind of focus in on the foul line because when they finally do give him the fouls, because he campaigns for the fouls, when you finally are giving them, you got to go and you got to convert. You got to make the teams pay. You got to make them pay. You got to get those foul shots down and those free shots down, man. So outside of that, like I said, sink in and just play with that intensity and play intelligent and just, take it one game at a time. And I really do think we can climb into the top three of the teams. Like I said, we see the Suns twice in this thing. We'll see OKC. That's the top team in the West currently. We'll see a couple of squads, man. But if we handle this just right, we can really climb in the top 3 and 4 of the Western Conference and kind of position ourselves pretty good. So that's my take on it. But go ahead, Lex. I know you wanted to say something.
Yeah. I was looking at the comments. Like I know there's there's still people talking about Zion, his weight, and all that other stuff. Man, look, they're starting to kind of jump on the bandwagon. You're
Who's
starting
talking
to see
about
that
his
too.
weight, Lex? Who's is that dumbass Stephen A. Smith still talking about his weight?
Well, yeah, Stephen A. gonna be Stephen A. But I think
He
they
said
said
something again?
Showtime or something.
Huh?
Yeah, he said something some days ago, like after a win or something. He tried to
Oh,
come
yeah.
out, he's still not in shape and things like that. You know what? The game is going to have to speak for itself. And let me tell you something. When the playoffs get here, the playoffs are going to be televised. Okay? And all that work that, Zion's been putting in, everybody's going to see it. And the thing is, the idiots, it's just like, when you turn the light switch on, when you turn the lights on and all the critters, they go running and hide and everything. Hey, it's going to bring everything to light. Okay, you're going to see all the roaches and critters and all them. And I'm talking about the Stephen A's and anybody else. you're gonna see it. And that's what's happening because everybody's gonna see it. And it's like, okay, well, dude, what are you talking about? You sound like an idiot. All that stuff is gonna come to light. Zion just has to continue to be available, continue to do his thing. Like he's mentally, you can see where Zion is. Like this dude has not played in a playoff game. And again, you're seeing his mental state. Again, I mean, I don't know. Did you play his presser like after the game or? And I know Trey was talking as well.
Yeah,
But
Trey was talking, and yeah, he was talking about that time. No, I ain't get around to playing it, Lex, but kind of recap it for me.
I mean, the thing is, he wants to win. To everybody who's question on how and all the other stuff, it doesn't even matter. He's a competitor. That's basically what he said, and he's trying to win. Do what it takes to win. And I mean, that's it. I mean, that really is it. I mean, he's showing that. And the thing is, he's only going to get better. Zion has been in the spotlight like all his life, pretty much. I mean, he's going to rise to the occasion. I think the thing is that, not playing for 10 months was a big thing. When you're not playing professional basketball for 10 months, that does take a toll on you. It takes a while for you to get back. Obviously, he put in extra reps in his conditioning for months via CJ. That's what he said, that Zion for months had been putting in extra conditioning, things that, we don't see or we didn't hear about. So he's been putting in the extra work. But for all of us who are trying to get in shape or whip back into shape or whatever, we all know that sometimes it takes time to, to drop some things and get really conditioned for whatever we're trying to do, whether it's playing at the YMCA or, a church league or whatever. So, I mean, the thing is that Zion had to do the same thing. He's done that. I think we just have to recognize that. And it's like, give him praise for it. He's been doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's maturing. He's growing. Those are the things that we want to see. I mean, obviously we talk about, we want him to, take mid-range shots, take 3-pointers when those are open. I believe that's coming. I really do. I think he understands that. I don't think he's oblivious to not, not knowing those things. But as games go along and the playoffs come along, because they're gonna make adjustments to make him shoot. We know this already. I mean, that's like obvious. They're going to put him in positions to make him shoot. So I really think that those things are coming. And when they do, it's really going to blow people's minds. It's really going to blow people's minds. So, I mean, Zion's doing his thing, man. I mean, all this slander on him just needs to stop because frankly, people are starting to look stupid.
Well, if you're referencing Stephen A. Smith, he definitely already living in the stupid. I mean, we know that this is a shill and this is a chump moron simpleton who at one point did have NBA resources. He really did. Now it's not. It's whatever it is. It's not what it is. We know that the kidding he made mention when the Pelicans broadcast his low light, or I ain't gonna say highlights, but his low lights of him falling down and missing the 3-point shot, throwing the baseball into the ground. He's probably the most non-athletic person on the planet. But the reality is 1.5 in his season, talking about that. The truth is, and he switched that story several times. I don't think he actually played.
I mean, he lost and he could not handle it. I mean, he literally lost that battle. It's like, and you lost against the
Pelicans
media team for New Orleans. It wasn't Antonio Daniels because Antonio did come out and say something. Yeah, you lost, man. Look, you can't even face anyone like credible. Like you lost against the social media team for the New Orleans Pelicans. I mean, it just look, you're 0-1. 0-1. Well, actually 0-2 because he responded. And he responded for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I can take it. Like, what?
Oh,
What
you are
talking
sore loser, Stephen A, man. You lost. You
about, dude?
lost.
But see, the thing is, his response to all of this, all of his latest banter was that he was kidding. I like, first of all, you don't have the type of relationship the kid with that man like that.
No, you don't.
He don't like you. His people don't like you. That's quite obvious. You can't be joking and playing with somebody that that don't like you like that. You don't have
in that
that.
case, he's not doing that with nobody else.
No, he don't.
Like,
He don't do that.
This has been something consistent going on with Zion for a long time. Like, everybody's been doing, YouTubers, like, just social media, anybody. Like, this has been like clickbait type thing. If you want to get your views up, start talking about Zion negatively, bashing them. So I mean, it's not it's been a lot of people, and he's still on that train. Look, and the thing is, it's like he's been one of the few people that are still talking about it, but it's like, dude, what are you talking about? Zion is he's doing his thing. And actually Antonio Daniels, he actually said, hey, you know how Zion is doing well. Hey, nobody's talking. It's real quiet right now.
That's right. I agree
He said
wholeheartedly
that.
with that.
He said it's really quiet. No one's talking up, and really, I think it's starting to pick up a little bit more. I mean, obviously, Kendrick Perkins, the tune he always
Oh
plays.
yeah.
It's
Well,
like, what part, you just be going with whichever way the wind blows.
yeah, he's definitely a flag in the wind, no doubt about it. If it pushes his left, but he's now on his pro Pelican game because he can't really line up against the Pelicans because that'll really make him, that kind of discredit him a bit. Because a lot of the people they're quiet right now because they can't say anything negative about the Pelicans because the Pelicans are winning and Zion is healthy and the team is playing well together. So they don't have any negative ammunition to latch up off. So they just waiting by for the Pelicans to have a snafu of sorts, and then they'll try to feel like they can jump back in there with the rumors and all this kind of stuff. So exposed them people. They're not, like I said, ESPN many years ago was actually a serious, really nice sports organization. They're owned by the Disney team, and Disney not interested in that type of stuff. They're not interested in sports. They're an entertainment company. They approach it with that mindset. So that's why you see a lot of the programming is geared toward using clickbaity type things to talk about to get people to watch. Unfortunately, it works because there's a lot of people that want to watch negative content about the Pelicans. So that's why they produce it. So if they didn't have anything, any takers for that, then they would they would just throw that out the window. So unfortunately, like we said, they wait to pounce on the Pelicans, but unfortunately, there's a lot of Pelican haters out there as well. So they waiting to be fed by that negative crap. So anyway, it's we done been exposed to them. The guy from Wendy's and all these guys come up with all this nonsense, and we just dispute everything they do because they don't stand on it.
They need to stop calling that man Wendy, because I'll be thinking about Dave Thomas.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm saying? I'm
well,
like, I straight up be thinking about the ad for Wendy's every time, and I'm like, and I have to register. No Wendy from. Why do they call him that, man? I don't think they understand what they're doing.
Right. Well, they probably do. I know what I'm doing when I said the guy from Wendy's. I know what the hell I'm talking.
Go eat a Wendy's burger, ain't you?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. That's probably what he been doing. That's why he became Wendy's. He's sponsored by Wendy's hamburger company.
Every time you say Wendy, I'm thinking, oh, no, wait, no, Lex, no. But at the same time, it's like, no, actually, it's yes. Yeah, that's correct.
Hell yeah. The answer is hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Dave Thomas's son or something.
Boy, he got stock in that company, boy. That boy got plenty of stock in that company. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the fam, man. Big ups to the fam for doing it. Y'all do us a favor and hit that damn like button for us. Hit the like button. Dan says, can y'all talk about the first round matchup? Who is the best opponent in this thing? So currently, where the Pelicans are sitting at the 5th position and the Clippers above them, that would be the matchup. It'll be the Pelicans and the Clippers in the first round. That would actually be the matchup. It'll be OKC and the number 8 seed, the winner of the play-in tournament. Then it'll be the 2nd seed would be Denver against the 7th seed. And then the number 3 seed would be Minnesota. And I think, it'll be Sacramento. So the Clippers and the Pelicans would actually be, if the playoffs were to start today, would be the matchup that the Pelicans would draw, which would be them. So that would be pretty fun to watch that goes on, in the playoff. That'll be a really nip and tuck battle right there. But Lex, go ahead. You want to respond on that?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, if that's what is gonna be, obviously, I don't at this point. I don't even think it matters if it's home court advantage with that matchup. If that's the first round matchup, because we've shown that we can beat the Clippers at their crib. Actually, yeah. Up to this point, the 2 games that we played the Clippers, we won at they spot. And then we finally won a home game. So, I mean, whether it's, home court advantage or, we're in that 5th spot, I feel good about that matchup. They don't have an answer for Zion. They have absolutely no answer for him. And we can beat this team even with James Harden. I'm sorry, I just I'm seeing Dave Thomas, but I mean, that would be the matchup. Now it's really just about who's going to have home court advantage. That's the biggest thing. So
yeah, and like I said, man, I'm looking forward to the playoffs. I just want the Pelicans to remain healthy. Coming into this thing, man, I just want them to be as healthy as they possibly can be. Into this.
I'm sorry. I was trying to yawn, man. You know what? Could you put them up side by side? That is that dude's son, man. I think they related in some way, form, or fashion.
I don't know. I think one I don't think they're related. I think one might be just a good customer of the other. A damn good customer of the other one. That's what I might be thinking right there.
Well, you got to support the family business.
Indeed. And by the looks of them, business is good, baby. Let me tell you something. All right, so listen, fam, man. But yeah, absolutely, man. Let me tell you something, man.
He doesn't have no neck trim.
Go look for me. Come look for me.
That's his day.
The man.
Hey, have y'all seen Zootopia? Have you seen that?
No.
I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. No, the cop at the reception desk, he had a donut stuck in his neck and he didn't know it.
Is that what that reminds you of?
Yes. You're like, you can get a donut stuck up in there and not notice it.
Oh man. How you get a damn donut stuck in your neck and not notice it? Oh my goodness, man. How the hell that work, man?
I'm sorry. Zootopia it's for kids, y'all. Gotta love the kids, Disney Plus. Go check it out.
Found it. I got it. He found it.
Claude Hauser. That's his name. Yeah.
There it is right there. He found it.
Oh, you know what? Hey, you gotta show Dave Thomas, Wendy, and Claude Hauser.
Oh my goodness. I don't think the screen can take it. But oh man. But listen, Yeah, but listen, fam, listen, we just getting back at them, man. They won't talk about our dog Zion, man. And Zion can run 3 steps without keeling over. Let me tell you something, brother. Come on, come up off of that, brother, with that crap, man. Y'all leave him alone, brothers.
Oh my
All
God.
right, yes, man. Listen, but yeah, man. As far as tonight goes, man, I absolutely love what happened with the Pelicans tonight. Let's take that energy into the game tomorrow against the Trailblazers, man. I know it was a competitive game down the wire. And of course, we got to give it all against the Trailblazers, man. No slippage. Then we'll get a few days to rest before we hit the road and get ready for them Brooklyn Nets. So, man, it's going to be pretty cool, man, watching all this happen. So, listen, fam, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll recap. We'll open up the phone lines on our Saturday show for all the family members. I know DJ, my dog Jay Black, and everybody else wants to get involved. Mose, everybody want to kind of spit some game on the Pelicans. We'll give you an opportunity tomorrow on our Saturday stream to pop in and kind of drop some game, man, after the Pelicans match up against the Portland Trailblazers. So listen, we're going to jump out on that. Listen, I appreciate you. Next, listen, they won't talk that mess, man, about our dog Zion, bro. We got to protect our guy.
We seriously got to get a poster of that together.
You know what? Don't challenge me. You know I do that. You know I'll put a collage together with all 2 of them on the same thing, and I will keep it on file when we need to pull it up. I promise I would do that. You know me, I'm petty like. But listen, with that being said, we're gonna get out on that. I hope y'all had fun tonight, man. Shout out to the Pelicans. Shout out to the entire Flock Nation, man. Pelicans touchdown, get their 40th win on the season, fam. We surging in this thing, man. Let's keep it going. They're number 5 in the Western Conference, 40-26. The Pelicans are doing a wonderful job. Balance, man. 19-13 at home, 21-13 on the road. 6 of the last 10. We got the Trailblazers, man. Let's keep this good stuff going. So with that being said, we'll get on out of that. Y'all feel free, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please feel free to share the show on your social media feed. We'll return tomorrow after the Pelicans win over the Trailblazers, and we'll open up the phone.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. Remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and Who That too.